that exists, and that this necessary being is illimitable, is not infinitesimal in a small sense, but is infinite, and that this being always existed and will always exist. Everything else is temporary. That's religion. Evolution, to me, is based on science. It may be bad science. It may be wrong. But what little I know of evolution, you see a Cro-Magnon man, a Piltdown man, and there's evidence to draw the conclusion that this species called man evolved over time from something that he wasn't or she wasn't to something that exists today. I don't know whether it started with an ape, because we still have apes. That's one of the things that always bothered me. If evolution started with apes, how come we still have apes? But I think that evolution is a science. To me, it's a science that has a lot of gaps, but it's been established by extrinsic evidence. Now, which is better for society? Religion is wonderful for society if you keep it at home and in the church. But there's a movement to put creationism into the public schools. That's not good for society. Because the minute you put creation in the public schools, you're putting God in the public schools. The minute you put God in the public schools, which God is in the public schools? Is it your God or is it your God? Whose God is it? Maybe it's your God, but it's not your God. You go down this slippery slope, and you're going to end up in a place where you don't want to end up, which is why this country was founded in the first place with a secular government, that the government will stay out of this. You're free to believe in a creator, and you're free to think that evolution is all by chance and it's wrong, and that's fine. Let the government stay out of it. The government, let them pave the roads. Hitler was a Christian. I don't know if he always stayed as a Christian, but he was a Christian. And the Pope supported Hitler, and the Pope certainly was a Christian. Pope Pius XII supported Hitler's extermination of the Jews. And I'm not a Jew. I'm a half Irish and half Italian. So I'm not speaking about the Holocaust like a lot of other people do. I'm just trying to speak objectively. But the Holocaust was aided and abetted by the Catholic Church, and there's no question about that. The Pope stood back and let it happen. And after World War II was over, the Pope helped some of those people go to Argentina and have a place to live where they wouldn't be bothered. Where do we talk about kings? Kings by divine right. That's why we have this country, because we had kings who claimed they had special rights by the Creator over you and me, because they were anointed by the Creator, and they were kings and leaders by divine right. That isn't the case in this country. We're not anointed by divine. We're all equal, and we get where we get based on our own accomplishments, or who we know, or any other number of things. Margaret Sanger. I don't know if I'll have to accept the accuracy of that quote. Margaret, I think abortion is a horrible thing. I do. But I don't want the government getting involved in it. Because no matter what you might feel about abortion, there's going to exist, it's going to continue, and all the government will do is botch it up. On the other hand, 30 seconds, I haven't even gotten to where I wanted to get to. On the other hand, why don't we have birth control? Why aren't we educating our children so that they have some concept of sexuality and the responsibilities of sexuality? Why do we live in a society where there's so many abortions? It's because we live in an ignorant society, and we need to educate the society, and we need to give the society the tools to deal with this so we don't have to kill fetuses. Am I all? I'm finished for the time being.
Have there been atrocities in the name of Christianity? Of course. There have been atrocities. There have been wrong judgments on the parts of religious leaders. All you have to do is pick up the daily newspaper and you can see comments by renowned religious leaders who you may or may not agree with. People say silly things. People do wrong things. Just because you're a Christian, just because you're a creationist, does not make you infallible. But let's look again, not at individuals,